The stats show that about 80 to 90% of people who try to sell on Amazon FBA are going to end up failing. But the reason why is stupid simple and even easier to avoid as long as you know what to look for. And in the 5 years since I left my hourly job to sell over $6 million on Amazon, I've personally seen thousands of Amazon sellers fail for this exact reason as well. Because the secret to finding success with Amazon FBA, or honestly any business in general, is number one, having realistic expectations and being willing to do hard work. And I know it's shocking to hear somebody on the internet actually admit that it takes work to make money online. And tactically, the reason why you're going to fail at Amazon FBA as well, unless you understand everything in this video, is the simple fact that good products on Amazon are made profitable. They're not found profitable, right? So in this video, I'm going to run through 7 different ways that you're able to make products profitable and not find them profitable. And I'm going to show you what I mean through that process. So let's look at this website as a super basic example and also talk about why this is so important, right? Because a lot of people, when they first start selling on Amazon, they expect to just randomly find stuff sitting on a website. It's going to be profitable. Finding it from a wholesaler, it's going to be profitable right away. No extra work needed. But that's just not true, right? And in fact, you want to find things like this, right? Where right now there's a limited time sale for a holiday going on. So I can see there's 40 to 70% off almost everything. So I went ahead and checked out some of these sale items here, and I can see a lot of different things here, t-shirts and polos and a lot of simple things. So let's just go ahead and check out something like this polo right here, right? And when I check out any product that I'm looking at online, the number one easiest way to make products profitable are just buying stuff on sale, right? This is something that's not always going to be the permanent price. So when I find things that are lower than they're typically priced, that creates opportunity for me to go in on SellerAmp. So I can just click the SellerAmp Chrome extension, going to automatically grab the title and search for that item on Amazon for me. So in this case, I can see, hey, here's this one right here. If I can buy this polo for 26 bucks, I'm going to make my ideal profit and return on investment on this product basically. So in this example, seems like the default one that shows up isn't super profitable, but what I can do on listings like this, and you'll see I'm going to jump to a product that I already found profitably just before this video. And I found this item simply by looking through the other variations of this product. So on here, I'm able to check out, and you can see the size small, the blue polo on this listing right here. This sells for $34.75, just super simple, right? It's just on a sale. That's all it is. And we buy it for $34.75 on SellerAmp. When we plug in our fees, we are making about $15 in profit every single time this item sells. So whenever you come across an item like this, I usually buy 5 or 10 units, see how fast it sells, go back in there and restock that product after it sells. Or if you're super confident in how fast it's going to sell based on looking at the data, seeing how many sellers are selling out on the listing, we're also able to look at things like the buy box rotation. So I can see what types of sellers are winning the sales. So on this example, I can see this seller who's winning the vast majority of the sales is an FBA seller. So now I know, all right, I can make sales at 69 bucks. I need to be an FBA seller on this listing. So I need to ship this product into Amazon, wait for them to check it, and then they'll ship it to my customer for me. And that is the super basic example, right? So easiest way to make profit is buying things on sale. And by the way, I'm going to run through 6 or 7 ways to create profit, but there's actually 12 or 13 that I use, and I'll leave a free document down below. So if you want to have all this in notes form, plus some other discount methods that I won't be talking about just for the sake of time in today's video, you can go and download that free guide down below. And that is going to take me to the second way that you create profit on items that you want to sell on Amazon. And to do that, I was able to find, again, here's like a pretty solid sale, right? So I can buy 3 of these for $30. And after we run through all of these discount methods, I'm also going to show you live how we can find the next profitable product and probably use at least one of these discount creation methods to make that happen. So if you're wondering where all these products came from, hold off. We'll look for some products together live here in just a second. But you can see this right here sells for 24 bucks. With just that sale, we're already profitable, but there's no reason to stop there, right? Selling on Amazon is all about making as much profit as possible, especially on opportunities that are already good, right? Because you want to have wiggle room in case prices change. You want to make sure that you are just getting the most bang for your buck, right? So in this case, I can see, hey, we're actually gonna be able to get an extra 20% off with this coupon code. So health20, I'm able to apply that. And now I'm paying $8 a unit for these, right? So it was $10 a unit. Now it's $8 a unit. And this is a free tool that any Amazon seller needs to have. Just get Capital One Shopping. It's a free Chrome extension. So in this case, it's also going to show me all of the different coupon codes that are going on. So a lot of times when you get to a website, it's not going to be so obvious that it's just saying, hey, use this coupon right now. You can go to one of these free Chrome extensions like Capital One Shopping, plug it in at checkout, and a lot of times it's going to create extra profit or even create the entire profit margin on a product, right? Because a lot of times you'll find a product where maybe it's break even, not quite profitable, that kind of thing, but you go in and use a free extension to find a coupon, and then you have a profitable product where other people not really thinking that there's anything profitable to be digging into basically, right? So use coupons, use sales, super basic. Let's get a little bit more fun with it, get a little bit more technical, and dive into some stuff that you might not be thinking about as aggressively, right? So let's take a look at this. This is selling for 10 bucks, and over on Amazon, I can see that this actually sells for 19 bucks, which isn't super profitable, right? Only 18% ROI, $1.82 profit. But this is where things like loyalty rewards programs with websites come into play. So some website, they'll have a program where you can, spend $100 and we'll give you 10 bucks in credit. So Ulta points is a good example of that. Every dollar you spend at Ulta gives you points. You can put that towards free inventory. Or there's also things like this at CVS. You can get a program called Extra Care, right? Which is just basically a loyalty rewards program. And that gets you 20% off of CVS branded products, right? So getting a little bit more technical, like I said, and that makes a huge difference here, right? And it even says so in the listing here. We can buy these CVS branded products at a 20% discount. So now I can go in here and know that I'm getting 20% off once I join that program there. And now I'm paying $8, which makes this a pretty good item, right? It's almost 50% ROI, almost $4 profit. And that's a big change from these metrics not looking so good, right? So they're both red and now they meet both of my standards at least. So 30% ROI and at least $3 profit is typically what I'm looking for. And loyalty rewards programs are massive. I've made literally 6 figures taking advantage of loyalty rewards programs on different websites. So do not sleep on that. That is absolutely essential for your business. And that takes me on to the discount method number 4, right? So I want to get through these. And discount method number 4 is something that is available on almost every website. Not every single website has this, but what you can do is a lot of times if you check like the bottom left corner on a website, you'll see something like this, where in this case, it's going to make a spin a wheel. Sometimes if you punch your email in down here, there'll be a little box that says punch in your email for 10% off, that kind of thing. At Nautica, you just spin the wheel. It always lands on 15%. I've done this a million times because I've bought a lot of profitable products here. And the way this works is, let's say your email is mark@gmail.com. That's going to send that coupon code to mark@gmail.com, right? Should be pretty self-explanatory. But you're thinking, all right, I don't want to have to make a new email address every time I want a new coupon code, a new profitable product. You don't have to. So you just add a plus and then spam your keyboard is what I usually do. And then that is going to redirect whatever is before the plus, and it's going to send you another coupon code because it's going to think, hey, this is a new email address. We need to send them a coupon code. This is a new customer. But really, you're just using a simple email trick to automatically get that coupon sent to your original email with no making new emails, that kind of thing. It's funny, a lot of times when these companies send out like marketing email, I'll get it like 100, 1,000 times, that kind of thing, because I've punched in these emails so many times and made so many coupon codes. Because a lot of times, again, that makes the difference between a product that is profitable and is not profitable. And we can actually use this in conjunction with the next discount method. So check this out, right? So I pull up a product that is on clearance at Nautica right now, extra 20% off on clearance. That's great. It's another example of a sale plus a coupon. So anytime you can stack multiple of these discount methods, the more your margins are going to be protected as an Amazon seller. Again, some of the biggest things I hear from Amazon sellers is either I can't source products, or when I do buy products, the prices drop and I don't make money. Both of those problems are solved by taking advantage of all of these discount methods that we were talking about today, right? So this is absolutely essential for your business. And this example, let's say again, I use SellerAmp. I go ahead and load up the Amazon listings that correlate to that title. It just auto grabs the title, and I can see, hey, over here on Amazon, this Nautica polo, all of the different colors and stuff sells like 1,400 times a month. And specifically, I see that this polo right here, the Aspen Gold, is $40, right? And on the website, we're buying these right now for 17 bucks right there. So Aspen Gold, 17 bucks, selling it on Amazon for 40, rounded, call it 18 bucks. Go ahead and plug in 17 bucks down there. And then, by the way, in case you're wondering, SellerAmp also includes all of the extra fees and that kind of stuff. So I am including about 5% in sales tax. I'm including a little bit of money for the poly bag to throw it in. And I'm also including the money that it's going to take to actually ship this to Amazon. So if you're worried that this isn't the true profit and that kind of thing, it's including all the extra fees, Amazon fees, shipping, all that good stuff, right? So this is actually 10 bucks in true profit right here. And on top of it already being a $10 profit, you can also try and use one of those catch-all email coupon codes. So we were just talking about where you plug in your email and it sends you a coupon code. Might as well try that at checkout. And then we can also take this a step further with the next discount method that is super valuable, being discounted gift cards. So you can go to cardbear.com, and this is a website that basically shows you different places that will sell you gift cards to whatever website you're looking at. So in this case, I see GCX. It has it for 13% off, 14% off, 15% off. I've bought a lot of mine from GCX. I know I can trust them, that kind of thing. And the way it works is I go in here and I see, hey, I can buy a $50 gift card for $42.77. So I save 14.5%, right? And that margin is instantly created because what I'm going to do is I'm paying 42 bucks in cash basically, and I'm getting 50 bucks in Nautica rewards. And I already know what I want to spend that gift card on, right? So in this case, I can go in here and instead of now I'm paying 17 bucks, I'm actually getting about 14% off. And now I'm paying $14.62, and that boosts my profit by another $2, $2.25, something like that, right? So a lot of these simple changes make a huge difference. And as I'm going, I'll just buy these gift cards, write down the gift card number, the PIN, how much I paid for it, all that kind of thing on a Google Sheet. So it just makes it as simple as possible for me to track. And I'm using that to increase how much money I'm actually going to make on these products that are already profitable, right? And so I got a couple other ways to create margin in your business. And then let's combine all these and use them to actually find one of these profitable products live stuff together. And then once you have one profitable product, that's all you need, right? That's all you're going to need to find a ton of other profitable items. And I'll show you how that works. But let's go ahead and talk about this next margin creation tool, being cashback. So relatively simple concept. You probably are racking up some cash back on your personal credit card. If you're brand new to selling on Amazon, you shouldn't be brand new to cashback, right? But what we can do is we can have a little bit more fun with it. We can go to cashbackmonitor.com, and let's say we want to buy this Nautica item that we already know is profitable. Now I can see, just like Card Bear showed me gift cards, I can see all of the different places that provide cashback and specifically who has the highest cashback rates today, right? So Inbox Dollars, for example, they're paying 20% cashback on all of these items that we can buy from Nautica today. Rakuten's paying 10%. And you're also going to notice that this is going to vary by retailer. So if I go to something simple like Walmart, you're going to see it's not always like one specific cashback provider being the best always. So that's why it's just really easy to go in here and check that. Make sure you just bookmark this as a free website, that kind of thing. And in this case, it seems like I'm actually going to be able to run this purchase through Inbox Dollars. All of these services are free to use. They basically make money being an affiliate for the website, that kind of thing. And I can potentially get up to 20% off again on my purchase, with the important caveat that cashback doesn't always pay out, especially if some of these cashback providers are really against resellers or something like that. They might not always pay out. Usually for me, I see about 60-ish, 65% of the transactions I make paying out in cashback. And the reason why I emphasize that is I don't want you to go in here and say, oh, I'm getting another 20% off on this, and that's my margin. Especially if you're making a purchasing decision based on that, and all of your margin is the cashback. You don't want to end up in a position where we don't like resellers, we're not paying you out your cashback on this transaction, and that was your margin, right? So treat this like bonus money. It does majorly add up. The cashback alone on my business between my credit card and cashback through things like Cashback Monitor actually pays for the vast majority of my living expenses, so that's really cool. But don't include that as part of your margin, right? Just treat it like bonus money and have some fun with it, kind of thing. And that brings me on to the next way that we can create margin in our business. It also introduces you to one of the 3 essential tools for Amazon sellers. So we've been using SellerAmp to source. You're also going to want to use Keepa to see some product data. And then you also need Boxom to track your shipments, make shipments, track your analytics, see what products are selling well for you. Kind of helps you restock the good ones, stop selling the bad ones, that kind of thing. But specifically tied into this video, Boxom is extremely useful to create different shipping options. So I've skipped to the end where we can see all of the different shipment options for something like this. And when you go in and create a shipment on Boxom that is labeled as Boxom optimized right here, so Boxom provided box contents, if you go in and you make 5 identical boxes, getting a little bit more technical here, if you do that, you're going to be able to be eligible for optimized placement, which you can see on here. Here's a past shipment that I had thrown together, and you can see on this, if we ship it all to one place, we're paying some placement fees. But on this, if we ship it to 5 different destinations, all of those 5 identical boxes, we're paying no fees on optimized placement. And then the overall cost is a little bit higher, but the benefit to this, where you're using Boxom to optimize your shipments, is it goes to 5 different destinations all at once. And that increases your margin by having those products available for sale sooner in more parts of the country, right? If you don't want to get complicated and make identical boxes, that kind of thing, you can also just use 2D barcodes, which are available within Boxom. You have to use a software like Boxom to take advantage of them. But when you go in and buy your labels, that's going to automatically get put on your FBA box label. You slap it on the box, and then from what I've seen for my business and lots of other Boxom users as well, you're going to be able to make sales a couple days faster when those products actually get to the warehouse. It tends to help the check-in process a little bit. So on top of creating margin with some of these other things, you can also create some lead time by using Boxom to run your Amazon business. But with all those margin boosters in mind, let's go ahead and jump back into one of these specific examples and use this example to find some other profitable products. And we'll also need to use some of those discount method creation tools that we just talked about, right? So if you've got here and you're still wondering where all these profitable products spawn from, this is how I've found the vast majority of the products that I've sold in my Amazon business over the last 5 years here. And it's pretty simple, right? So this product is profitable. We know it's profitable at Walgreens specifically. So the chances that the other sellers on this listing are also buying things from Walgreens, Tommy Hilfiger website, CVS.com, all that kind of thing, right? That's extremely high. They're not only going to be shopping from that one website. And we can use that concept to go in here and let's just check this seller out. You see they have 4 feedbacks. So they're pretty new to selling on Amazon. And what we're going to do is we're going to be able to figure out which of these items are still profitable sitting on a website right now using one of those discount method creation tools. Let's just start jumping in here. And as you're sourcing, you're just trying to figure out how can I get my costs down to this max cost option. So in this case, this is where I'm going to make my ideal ROI and at least my $3 minimum profit, right? So if I can buy this for 14 bucks, I am profitable selling it for 26. I don't see anything even close to that. So usually I'll just go ahead and keep on skimming along. Where this changes a little bit is if we can find things that are within our initial search results are showing within 20 to 30%. If we can somehow create a 20 to 30% discount, then I'm a lot more interested and I'm going to dive a lot deeper into that. Let's see. So 50 of these freezer pods top, something like that. We need those for $21.75. And let's see. So this is actually, okay, this is interesting. So this is a 150 pack and we're selling a 50 pack. So this is actually pretty cool. And this is even another discount creation tool that we didn't even talk about today, which is being creative with multi-packs and bundles, that kind of thing. So on this, you can see this person is selling 150 for 55 bucks basically. And all we would need to do is buy these 150 counts, break them into 50 counts, and then ship them out, right? And instead of 55 bucks for one, we're actually going to be able to, you can just do your math in there. We can divide that by 3. And now we're buying basically 3 units of the 50 pack at a time for 55 bucks for $18.33, and we're selling it for $53.50. Nice and profitable there. There's another kind of interesting product we're able to take advantage of. And then again, you would go through that same process we have already been looking at. So are there any discounted gift cards at that website? I'm not sure if I've ever purchased from that website and I'm not seeing them pop up there. Let's see if they have cashback. Potentially not here. It's already profitable, so no worries. And I like buying stuff like this because it took a little bit of extra creative thinking, right? It's not so simple as buy this product here, sell this product here. At least it was buy this product, split it into some multi-packs, that kind of thing, and then sell it for a really good profit. Let's check out and see if we can find one more product here in a short time span as well. Some kind of a flush valve or something. I've sold all kinds of random stuff. As long as it's profitable, I'll go ahead and sell it for sure. Let's see. Seeing some different options here. I'm not sure if this is exactly the same thing. Color's a little different. Do you see that pop up there? We're able to get a 5% discount, plug in on our email. So you see how that applies to a ton of websites. Let's see. Ejector. I want to open up the Amazon listing. Here's interesting. And we're also able to get that 5% discount. Let's see. So seal kit, something like that. So I'm worried that this is just the seal, and what we really want is a full seal kit with that little ring down there. So we can check and see. Let's see. Subscribe to newsletter. No offer of discount or anything like that. Yeah, not seeing any discounts being offered. Let's go ahead and add this to cart, and we can see if any of these coupon codes actually do get us a discount. Did a quick check on Capital One Shopping. None of these are working, unfortunately. So buying that for $8.40, selling them for $16.72, only $2 profit. It's right on the borderline. I would want to see something a little bit more profitable for not buying that for $1.82. We got like a water filter tank or something like that. Interesting. So I see this is a 2-pack. Was our Amazon listing a 2-pack? This seller must just be really good at finding some products that they buy in a multi-pack and then split it apart. Or I'm sure they'll probably also sell some stuff where you buy it one at a time and then create the multi-pack. Yeah, I don't see anything that indicates that this should be a 2-pack on the listing. So that's definitely what the seller's doing. They're buying it right here for $12.50 each, splitting that multi-pack apart and some extra money. And this is from Williams Sonoma. So there's a chance we can use some of those extra discount methods that we were talking about as well. Yeah, so you can see we can get 7% discount buying a discounted gift card from Card Cookie. And then I bet we can also get some extra bonus money like we're talking about with Cashback. Yeah, we can get 2% through Flues, potentially 5. That usually means there's some kind of contingency if you spend it on like a certain category or if you're a new customer, that kind of thing. But yeah, at the very least, we can get another 7% off on those. So again, boost your profit as much as possible. You can see with that 7% discount, we're boosting it by another almost $1 in profit. So that's not too bad at all. And now that you've made it to this point in the video, you should be much more confident on how to actually find success selling on Amazon. Since you're serious about selling on Amazon, make sure you have SellerAmp and Boxom. I'll leave 2-week free trials for both of those tools down below. Those are the fastest ways to source your products and then manage the back end, track your profit, ship products off to Amazon, kind of all that nitty gritty stuff. You want to make that as fast as possible using Boxom. Go ahead and drop any questions, comments, anything like that. I'm always happy to chat with you guys down below. And if this was valuable and you want to help me out for free, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. But I really appreciate you watching this video. And if you want to see an extremely detailed 4-hour-long free Amazon course, click this video right here.